Hello to my Capricorns. All right, Capricorns, let's get right into your reading. I've already prayed over your cards. This reading is for the 24th through the 31st of May. The moon has moved into Aries, and Aries is ruled by the Tower card. That is Mars. Mars is a masculine planet. Mars is the planet of physical energy, masculinity, um, sexuality, anger, temperament. It rules Aries. It rules Aries. Aries rules first house. That's personality, temperament, appearance, self-image, first impression, self-awareness, and also outlook on life. Outlook on life. So that's where the prayer warrior comes out. Prayer warrior, right? The prayer warrior. So that's where you can intercede on other people's behalf, but that's where also people can intercede on your behalf too, right? If they feel like you're being prayed upon, they can intercede on your behalf. But that's also when if you feel like other people are being prayed upon, you can intercede on their behalf as well as a prayer warrior. So that's good to know. Like if your kids are going off to school or your parents are away from you, if you're, you know, if your spouse is going off to work, pray over each other, or just anybody, your friends, whomever. Pray for people, right? Pray for them, right? Send them out with covering, if you believe in prayer, right? So let's get into it. Let's get right into it. I've already prayed over your cards. So I love what I see when I look in the mirror. All right, there we go. Love what I see when I look in the mirror. All right, that's right. Get into it. Get into it. Love what you see when you look in the mirror. Every part of what you see when you look in the mirror. That's right. You see your ancestors when you look in the mirror. You see your parents. You see your ancestors, both sides. No matter how far back it goes, that's what you see when you look in the mirror, right? 242. You see power when you look in the mirror. So you are very capable. So become self-aware of the power of your thoughts and words. Your angels want you to know that your mental state reflects in every relationship, opportunity, and environment you end up in. Be an impartial observer of all your thoughts and self-talk today. Your angels are listening. Your angels are listening. So that's right. So that number 2 symbolizes peace. 4 is an earth number. So yeah, power, power, power. That's how you take your power back. Self-talk. Self-talk. That's right. Like before you go into the job interview, empower yourself. Thy will be done. You prepared for the job before you go in. I know I did well. I know I'm going to do well when I go in. I'm prepared. I got some questions lined up. I've gone online and I've looked up the company. I got some questions I need to ask. I'm confident. All those things, right? So toss some things into a burning bowl. Toss fear, doubt, confusion, all of that into a burning bowl about who you are. You are who they prayed for. That's right. You are who they pray for. Every room you step into, you are who they prayed for. Your peace is paramount. That's right. Somebody failed at stealing your identity. There's plenty of people who would love to be you. Everything in moderation. Everything in moderation. So you have the gift of deja vu. That's remembering the future. So sometimes you feel like you've been somewhere before, right? Like somebody has been traveling lifetimes. Like you feel like you've been somewhere before. It's time to start dating again. So step through the portal. And that's this next phase of life. Angel Gabriel, the messenger of God, is with you. Somebody is not happy without you. Somebody is still telling lies about you, but do not care. Don't waste 1 ounce of your energy. Mars is the energy planet, but it's also the fighting planet. Don't waste 1 ounce. It can cause anxiety. Okay, so let me run something down for you all since we're talking about the moon in Aries. Okay. If your moon sign, just so we're crystal clear, this is how you protect your energy, protect your emotions. If your moon sign is an earth sign, that's Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. If your moon sign is an earth sign, with the enemy, which is the enemy within, right? People don't necessarily know what your enemy is. That's what you got to know. That's what you got to know. Will try to attack your stability, your security, your vitality, your loyalty, your prosperity, your patience, your tenacity, or your career success if your moon sign is a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. So that's your money, that's your vehicle, because that's getting you to and from places. They will try to attack your job, your physical, your friends, your mom, your dad, your stability, your house. They try to attack those things, right? How you look physically. That's physical, right? The physical realm. This table, these cars, physical, right? Tangible things, right? Right? Try to make you feel anxious, accident prone, financially unstable, constantly moving homes. They'll attack all of that. Yet and still, they're not happy without you, but they're not happy with you. Okay, get the point, get the picture, and they'll continue telling lies about you because that's how they're not happy with themselves, right? Yeah, still telling they feel still they're feeling your I still failed at stealing your identity, right? Right. So failing at stealing your identity is not always your driver's license or whatever could have been, or social security card, but I'm talking about like wanting to be you, your identity, who you are. That's why you have to know who you are and whose you are. Like when you look in the mirror, if somebody would steal your whole flow of things, you have to know who you are. You have to know who you are. Somebody will make up a whole profile on social media and try to steal your entire flow of everything that you do if you don't know who you are. So that's why you are who people prayed for, right? So toss confusion into a burning bowl. It's not about necessarily where you came from, what your last name is. That's a part of it. But some energies are not happy without you. So they have to still tell lies about you because they want you in a state of confusion. Those are their demons. You're not carrying that on your back. You got your own stuff to carry. So it's time for somebody to start dating again. For those of you all who are in the space of dating. Okay. So if your moon sign is water, that's Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, what people will attack is your intimacy and your emotions. That would be your creativity, your wide emotional range, your joy, your sexuality, your fertility, your pleasure. So that would talk about your sexual promiscuity or lack thereof, your emotional control or lack thereof, your codependency. Um, your fertility issues, if you have any hip problems, if you're dehydrated, if you have any resistance to change, right? If your person is like you're too rigid, some of your emotions. Oh, you don't want, why don't you loosen up? You're just too rigid. You're so serious about everything, like that kind of thing, right? If your moon sign is a fire sign, as Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, people will attack your personal power, you know um your energy, your power, your confidence, your charisma, your will, motivation, mental clarity, your levity. Every time you feel like you're so excited, you feel like you can levitate, they want to knock you down a couple of pegs, right? Causing you chronic fatigue, constant confusion, indecision, low self-esteem, collapsed chest posture. They want to bully you, causing you ulcers, easily enraged, hurrying all the time, causing you digestive issues. You can't even finish your food or even digest your food. Get the point? That's how the enemy will attack your water, your emotions. All right, one last card and we're going to get into tarot. So time to ground yourselves. All right, time to ground yourselves. That's how the enemy is within. Enemy is within. So get to know what your enemies are, identify them, and learn how to put them under submission so that when you walk away, You're walking away. You can close out cycles in love and love what you see when you look in the mirror. All right, let's get it. Let's see. I'm gonna put this on pause just to check the microphone before I get right into really get into the reading and just make sure I'm not, recording and then I don't hear anything when I play it back. So let me before I get too far. Okay, so let's jump into tarot here. So yeah, so anything that connects you with fear, doubt, uncertainty about what you see when you look in the mirror, that needs to go into a burning bowl. So yeah, energies fail to steal your identity, meaning wanting to be you. Any kind of confusion around who you are. I mean, come on now. Even people who were, adopted, I'm like literally adding everybody to this. If you were adopted, don't know where you came from, all of that. You are who you are. You are who source says you are. You have a birth chart. Even if you don't know your time of birth, you know, you are who source created you to be, right? You're just trying to help somebody with their confidence and just knowing there's, greatness in you, power in you, right? Get up every single day, speak it into existence. Um, don't go by other people's, you know, image of who they say they are. You are who you are, right? So it's time for somebody to start dating again because it's too much confusion around whoever is in your past with like past friendships, past romantic or whatever it is for somebody. So yeah, it was giving somebody a nervous breakdown. It was the Ace of Swords, like somebody wanting you to. It's almost like somebody's trying to shape you into being something that they don't even know who they are. So yeah, so time to cut ties. Time to cut ties. Yeah, time to put a manhole cover over the past. This is the Five of Cups here. It's just causing too much sadness. It was causing too much sadness. Just like I said, love what you see when you look in the mirror. That should be everybody, really. I always say if you want to get, cosmetic surgery, people get their teeth fixed, you know, people get, people wear makeup, people, get perms or relaxers, people get their hair cut, people get uh, eye surgery, nose surgery, their lips done. They get, I saw something on one show where a guy got like, his I don't even know what kind of surgery it's called, where he get like this muscles or something in his arms or a chisel looking chest, whatever you feel like makes you feel good or look good, whatever. Whatever you feel like, that's what technology is leading everybody. But the point of this reading is because the moon is in Aries right now, and we're closing out a cycle. This actually we started a cycle on whole new cycle on um, Tuesday, May 27th. We're going to have a new moon in Gemini. Is really not edging the creator out, right? And having kind of a total recall of what your purpose on planet Earth is and not letting people stress you out by judging you. Remember, Pluto is still retrograde. It's going to be retrograde until October 14th. And not letting people loop you into their judgment of who they think you are, where you're going through a powerful transformation. That's really, really, that's the end all and be all, really. So your peace is paramount, right? Yeah. So somebody may be going into hermit mode so that you can get some downloads from source. Yeah, so you can get some downloads from source. So you can start processing your emotions, really processing your emotions of just loving what you see when you look in the mirror. Yeah, and stop allowing people to bait you into, conversations, warm conversations around, things, and then getting into arguments about things. There could be an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius that baits you into things. They know exactly which button to push around someone you love that cause you emotionally to get, emotionally drawn, take you down to a low place, right? Takes you down to, and when people know what your demons are and they know how to get on that reserve nerve and they use it, they weaponize it, That's when you need to cut them off. That's when you need to cut them off, because that's not somebody who loves you. That's a person, that's a very abusive spirit. I don't care who it is. That's an abusive spirit. So that's a light that needs to come on for your brains. That person is an abuser. That's an emotional abuser. They use what they know to hurt you. They know what makes you cry. And they use it as a weapon against you to make you cry. Start out with a warm conversation, and next thing you know, you crying somewhere. They'll create something to make you cry behind closed doors. They like to see you cry. And I'm talking to men and women. Not cool at all. And then when you wanna leave the house, you want to end things and leave the house, because it speaks to Scorpio. Scorpio is a death rebirth card, right? Then they wanna start a rebirth. They want to restart something all over again. Oh no, I didn't mean it. I mean, let's talk. I didn't mean it. But it's the same. It's a form of emotional abuse. You're just going back and forth, and about it, the next thing you know, you've wasted so much. It's just literally, it's building up to the Nine of Swords. It ends up being a nightmare. By the time you get to the Ten of Swords, you got 10 swords in you, and it just meets an unfortunate end. Just a total mental abuse. So stop it at Ace of Swords. Stop it at Ace of Swords. A light should come on. You've gone through enough dark nights of the soul. It's time. You got High Priestess, light High Priestess. You've seen what it does to your loved ones when you stay in situations where people weaponize this bait and switch. You've seen it enough times. So that's where the element of earth is going to help you all, Capricorn. It's like, if you've seen other loved ones go through it, why would you put yourself through it? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you've read the book. You've seen the book in other people. It's like, okay, you've already read other people's book. You've lived with other people, and you've seen them go through the heartbreak, seen them go through the nightmare of being depressed, not wanting to get out of the bed. But you've also seen them thrive on the other side of not having to deal with all of that. So yeah. You've seen people thrive during their Saturn return. Yeah. Closing out cycles in love. You see what closing out cycles in love looks like too. Yeah. Because that's how people get to their light High Priestess. You've seen what people look like on the light side. You see what dark High Priestess looks like, right? That's a person who keeps poking to become familiar with how to manipulate people's emotions. And then you see light High Priestess. You don't have to keep poking to find out what brings a person to their low point, right? Because you're always focusing on helping to bring people to a higher frequency. You don't have to keep bringing people down to their lowest, right? You don't have to keep talking about the lowest, like bringing people all the way down here to the lowest point. That's dark High Priestess energy. I got to get familiar with what the lowest point about you is. No, you don't. I got to know what the worst thing about you is to pray for you. No, I don't. Mm-mm. When people start wanting to get to know the worst thing about you before they got to pray for you, you need to get up and run, not walk, run like it's a fire, like run, stop, drop, and roll, like they teach you in school. But no, something in you needs to get real focused, real fast. When you're around people who want to know the worst possible thing, no, that's a familiar spirit. Nope. Because they like to talk about people behind their back. You talk about expansion. They like to talk about people behind their backs. And what they don't know, okay, remember, they start filling in the blanks. So anyway, that's what Source is trying to tell you. So if you're dealing with two karmics who like to talk about people, who are trying to drive you crazy, and so Source is saying you need to stay focused from now on. Yeah. Somebody was trying to put you, seeing you as somebody made something about them. Made totally about them. One was working you, one was trying to work somebody else. Made something totally about them. Like to play the bait and switch game. Yep. With parent and child. So another indicator for you all is the back and shoulders hurting because you're an earth sign. When you start feeling around full moon, your body starts aching. That's letting you know. That's an indicator. I need to start praying for clarity, right? Because something is being exposed. The moon exposes secrets. So, okay, I need to start praying for clarity. The sun exposes secrets, right? So I need to start praying for clarity. My body is aching around the full moon. I'm not sure why. Okay, I need to be quiet so I can hear what source is trying to tell me. Somebody could be practicing some kind of dark magic. Not everybody practices dark magic during the moon, full moon, right? Not everybody practices dark magic during the full moon. So somebody could be talking about you behind your back, and you could be carrying someone else's dark emotions on your back. So yeah, somebody could be doing something behind your back to make somebody else feel worthless. So that's what source is trying to tell you, is like trying to help somebody learn how to listen to your body. Learn how to listen to your body. So that's what somebody's learning how to do. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. Yeah. There was an earth sign that was doing something. Somebody got some kind of indicator that an earth sign had done something. They had gotten a key to someone's home, like outside of someone's home. But the hidden thing, or they wanted the key to someone's home. They were outside of someone's home. The Five of Pentacles here. But what's hidden in this card right here is water, because sometimes it feels like it looks like snow. It looks like on some cards it looks like snow. So somebody had neighbors that were outside. Somebody could have had a camera pointed outside of a loved one's house, doing something to record something to try to make somebody feel worthless or get somebody put out of someone's house. So that could have been the key. Like somebody could have been like, okay, we want to have keys made, or somebody would like copy something or make copies of something, or somebody was doing something to someone, and it was somehow um, somebody wanted to create something to drag you into something. And so when you're trying to drag somebody into something and trying to drag somebody down to a lower point, you would feel something in your body. You would feel something in your body. So if somebody is learning how to let your body talk to you, let your body talk. Don't assume that, oh, my body is feeling weird. Start documenting all of that. The back is hurting today. Even if you feel like you ate too much, just jot it down. The moon phases and such and such. I had a little pain on the left or right side of my body. If nothing else, let's say you have a doctor's appointment that's coming up that you had planned 3-6 months in advance. You can always go back to your notes. On such and such date, I was having back problems. It was the moon. I followed the moon phases. It was this moon phase, whatever. You can look it up. I had back problems during that time. Y'all know how sometimes you schedule doctor's appointments. It may take you months to get the actual appointment. At least you have it jotted down. So you're actually accomplishing several things at once, right? So here we have King of Wands here. So some kind of breakthrough is happening here for you. Something new was created. Something new was created to help you to move on from something, to help you to move on from something. Yeah, to grow your abundance and your prosperity. So, and just even doing this reading, I'm just trying to help somebody to really love what they see when they look in the mirror, to help you to make some things about yourself. The sun right here, just like the sun outside, illuminates the moon, meaning that the sunlight, get out there and get the proper sunshine, start making some things about you, right? That's part of cleansing. It exposes secrets. The moon holds secrets. That's when you get your dreams and stuff, right? So that's why people get up, they go jogging in the morning, go for a walk after you've, gotten your rest. So you can start making some things about you. Start making some things about you. So as you're going through Saturn returns and you're trying to process your emotions and you're outside in the sunlight and you start journaling, you're like, okay, yeah. If somebody is this close to opening up this next phase of their life, like I said, we have a new moon phase. We have a new moon. We have a new moon in Gemini coming up, right? Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the communication planet. Gemini rules third house. Third house is all about early education, intelligence, basically like just how you learn, how you reason, how you communicate, right? How you communicate. So again, this is speaking to how you communicate. Don't let your ego get in the way. Somebody trying to get to know something too fast and they trying to talk about deep, dark emotions, something that's going to bring you down to a low, low place of depression, sadness, about you, loved ones, all of that other stuff. Cut the conversation short. Knight of Cups. That's how you're going to save yourself. That's how you're going to save yourself. That's how you're going to save yourself. You're not looking for somebody else to save you. Here's the Eight of Cups here. In hindsight, somebody knows now what they didn't know before. That's how you're going to save yourself. Instead of being in a poisonous environment where there's drinking and all the other stuff going on, words slurred, all of that, you're just going to cut the conversation. Yeah, you're just going to cut the conversation. Nothing to talk about. So that's what you and somebody else now know. So they may know now to tell you, okay, you sound like you had, a little bit too much to drink. Okay, you need to get up and leave. You don't sound like yourself, if that's the case. Because remember, the moon also exposes addictions, right? Exposes addictions or secrets or the endings of something. Like somebody may say, okay, you sound like you need to end something. Or you maybe need to cut something off. So here we have Page of Swords here. Somebody could have sounded like they were walking on eggshells, right? Like you were just an open book walking on eggshells in an environment. You know how sometimes you could tell when you're talking to somebody on the phone and they just sound like they don't even sound like themselves. They just rattling off, just talking. They don't even sound like themselves. So that's what Source is trying to help somebody learn how to do. Here's the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah. Sound like they having nightmares or in a nightmare. The Nine of Pentacles is financial independence here. So that's what Source is trying to help you move into this level of financial independence because you know your worth and your value. This is what Source said. You hold the key to financial independence. So your reading is really about cutting the conversation short when energies are trying to get to know you too fast. Staying focused. And that's really what it is. You are a bold leader. You are a prayer warrior. Time to ground yourself. Get grounded. Stop talking so much around people who they trying to find out what y'all have in common too fast. Somebody's an open book. He's the Queen of Cups. Pour more into you. That's what it really boils down to. This what it really boils down to. That's your whole reading. Doesn't mean, be so quiet that you just feel like you're scared to talk, where people just say, okay, you know what, you're not saying any, you're not even engaging in conversation with loved ones. You're scared, you feel like everybody recording conversations, or, you know, here we have music. So start out with something that you have in common with people, just music. Just start, if that's what you have in common with, just start out with that's just that. Start out with just that. Because somebody seems like somebody has gone through a nervous breakdown, where it's just been like the communication has been cut. Maybe because somebody felt like they were such an open book, it just created just a nightmare. And so for, for somebody, where somebody don't know what to say at this point, and that's understandable. It really is. It's understandable. Um, so ground yourself. Ground yourself. So, because you all are incredibly smart. It's just when you're around people who, like I said, some people were working with an agenda. That's what it really was. If people were working with an agenda with you, this is what a destiny swap is. This is a destiny swap. Just so somebody is very clear, Saturn return. Saturn return is very serious. A Saturn, and you can look at it. You can look this up. This is when you're going through a major life situation. You could be going through a divorce, a job change, a marriage, something where you're trying to close out a cycle of life. Um, like this right here, like a person is going through a birth. Like you're going from something ending to a birth, like somebody having a baby, or like somebody is leaving a job or a divorce. Like something is ending, but a new start is happening, right? Where you have to create some kind of a very firm boundary so that you can process, like getting used to something new in your life, right? Um, where you have to establish some new boundaries, right? Some new boundaries. 2 and 1 is 3. You have to let people know. You have to establish some new boundaries. And some people, they come in, they want to step all over boundaries. Y'all know what I'm saying? And I'm using a baby, for example. Like if you have a new baby and people want to come over, they want to kiss the baby on the cheeks. They want to come in, their hands not clean. They just want to hold the baby. They want to come in, no mask on their face, whatever people's rules are. Y'all know what I'm saying. They want to come in coughing and sneezing. They don't want to wash their hands. Their fingernails dirty. Speaking all kinds of different curse words. All of this, whatever going on, right? They don't want to respect your sleep schedule. You may never had any sleep. Your sleep schedule could be so off. You could have had 1 hour of sleep. Your biological clock, I guess that's what it's called, could be so off and turned around. I mean, you don't even know what day it is. Baby could be looking at you like, what's wrong with you? I'm hungry. Get over here. Right. But the bottom line is, sources saying whatever it is, whether it's a divorce or a new marriage or whatever, boundaries have to be established, because people who have been in your life will feel like it's okay to cross those boundaries. They will feel like it's okay. Family members will feel like it's okay. Friends will feel like it's okay. They like, okay, so what? You just got married. I've been knowing you longer than your husband or your wife. They knew. Okay, hold on, Calpo. Yes, they are new. If my husband or my wife, I need you to respect this boundary, right? Or if you moved into a new house, y'all get the point. What I'm making here, right? So again, maybe start out with something that you have in common with somebody. This card just happened to come out, so it doesn't necessarily have to be music, but y'all get the point. So don't make it robotic is my whole point. But somebody has gone through a traumatic situation. Two people have gone through a traumatic situation where somebody was an open book, trying to connect the dots. I feel like somebody was trying to be open with people who wanted to drag you into um, just a low place where they were, and create something. And you feel like somebody could have felt like they was drowning and needed to be saved. But in hindsight, somebody was like, oh my God, I wish I had listened and started pouring That's why I talk about knowing your moon sign and pouring into yourselves every single day. Pour, pour, pour. You cannot, I'm talking about give people the overflow, not half of what you have in your cup. I'm talking about the overflow. Even if it seems like you're making it all about you, even if they're saying you being selfish, so what? You rather people get the overflow than a portion of you. So ground yourselves. Make room. Create space to welcome positive change into your life. Let go of everything that what doesn't want to align with the future you are creating. That's right. You are creating. You are complete. You are not broken. Nothing is wrong with you. Don't spend your life fixing problems. Dwell in the beauty of your energy. You are enough now and always. That's right. Now and always. Rejuvenate yourselves. Know your limits and allow them to guide you. Limitations can teach, you to take better care of yourself. You have full permission to rest and say no. I'm telling you, say no. Say no. Say heck no if you need to. Stop carrying other people's rushing on your back, rushing to do this and making it everything about them, rushing to do that. No, 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 no. Nope. Wanting people to feel worthless. Nope, 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 nope. So yeah, here we have the Ten of Cups here. So I definitely see somebody making some divine connections. I see you making some divine connections where people are pouring into you, where you wake up 8 hours a day. I see you working 8 hours a day, mastering your craft, right? You know, getting paid with your worth, right? Around people who keep you enlightened, right? Eight of Swords here, where you're going to look back and realize, wow, it feels good to be around people who keep me enlightened versus being around people who keep me in the dark. Somebody going to see just how restricted you felt when you were around people who kept you in the dark about things. It makes all the difference in the world. All the difference in the world of just knowing your worth and knowing your value. Yep, here's the King of Swords here. Yeah, of just knowing who you are and being real clear at a high frequency that you love what you see when you look in the mirror for real. But somebody's really learning how to start listening to your body. Start listening to your body and just keeping the conversation about what you have in common with people. That's it. When people start trying to get real deep, trying to play these psychological head games with you, and tell me about your childhood. But were you there? Oh no, no. You're not talking about that. You say that for your therapist. Why are you so closed off? Because I don't know you. I mean, why are you gonna be talking about that kind of conversation? I don't know you, because you all need structure. People out here trying to play baby psychologists. Anyway, so here we have and haven't taken one class. Here we have make room. You are complete. Rejuvenate yourselves. Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. And even if they hold that title, they not your doctor. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not saying this to be funny either. I'm saying this to be serious. You're trying to process your emotions. You love what you see when you look in the mirror. People are still learning about themselves, and for people to, somebody was just targeted. This is it. This is it. This is all it is. They were targeted during a Saturn return. You and a whole lot of people were targeted during a Saturn return. So now you're gonna be a part of an enlightened group of energies and just start off with just simple music. That's it. That's it. We're talking about music. That's it. Let me process everything else. I'm still processing. That's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. But yeah, so that's the question I asked the spirit for you all. Is like you're trying to grow your abundance and your prosperity. You're trying to learn how to process your emotions during Saturn return. You're having major life changes going on. You're trying to, take your power back and be at peace. You're learning how to structure some things, and this is wonderful. That's what I have for you. Make it a a great day and close out this cycle. Close out this cycle in love and get ready for this new moon in Gemini on the 27th, on Tuesday 27th. These readings are timeless, the general reading. And that's it. Like I said, if you're interested in a personal reading, my information is down below in the description. And that's it. Bye.